Hello everyone, welcome once again. This is IntuitiveEdge. It's time to take a look at our month ahead. Let's see what the cards have in store for December of 2023 and to see what might be coming up, what energies might be playing out, and to see if we get any intuitive or psychic messages coming through. So I'm going to shuffle up the cards and be right back and we'll get started. Before I get into the cards, I want to talk a little bit about what's coming through for December. Now, I sat down and went into a light meditation and asked for what's coming up this month, what might we be seeing, and the way things come to me, I'm just going to tell you what came to me and let you parse it out how you want to parse it. I don't purport to know exactly what everything means, so some of it you might go, what does that mean? I don't know. I just get things as they come to me, so I'm just going to say it. And there may be things that happen throughout the month that we'll look back later and go, oh, now it makes sense. But if it doesn't make sense, maybe wait a few weeks and we'll figure out what this all means, okay? What I'm picking up on for December, at least one thing I'm getting, is that there is a race, and a race to get to something, to cover something up. And this is between nations. This is probably a covert thing. And it's like there's something that needs to be covered up. And so say, for instance, the United States is scrambling to get to something before, say, Russia gets to it or China gets to it. And there's this race, because here's what I feel for sure. The United States has a lot to lose, and there's a race to get to something, okay? Now, this is where I'm going to just tell it like I heard it, and we'll just have to make it make sense, okay? Race between nations, somebody has to get there first. There's a lot at stake. The United States has a lot to lose. Agents, three-letter agencies that start with a C and end in an A, those are being deployed as we speak, possibly, because there's like an undercover aspect, or agents, secret agents trying to go in and get to whatever this is before other actors get to it. And then I hear it will not work. Okay, it will not work. Somebody already beat them to it. And then I feel utter panic, just sheer panic. And it's on the part of the agents, okay? And then I hear damage control. And then I hear crosshairs. And then I hear someone is exposed, outed, and their cover is blown, okay? And then I just saw in my mind's eye, okay, here's a scene. I don't know if this is literal or symbolic, but this is a scene I saw in my mind. There's a scene of like a double, James Bond, say. He's going into the ballroom, and there's all these dignitaries and people, and he's undercover, right? Or something like that. And all of a sudden, he realizes, oh, my cover's blown. And he feels very exposed. And all of a sudden it feels like other people are onto him. They're like, now we know who the spy is. You're out there, your cover's blown. And then it feels like a sitting duck. That's the other word I heard. Cover blown, sitting duck. Like that agent is like, oh crap. And there's nobody coming to help him. He's just a sitting duck. And what happens next probably isn't pretty. I don't want to speculate too much on what happens next, but it feels like that person could become a casualty of a secret war or a secret agent war. Okay, I'm throwing out there what I'm seeing. There's something about a race to get to something that the United States is very much invested in, keeping it under wraps and it's not going to work. So whatever that means, we'll find out. I don't know, but that's what I'm getting. Another scene I saw for December is combat. I felt like I was in fatigues, and I'm going into a building to clear it out, and I've got my, gear and rifles and whatever, munitions, and I hear a lot of yelling, and I hear like ricochet warfare bombs in the distance. I mean, it's a chaotic, war-torn situation. I don't know why I'm feeling it. I don't know whose side I'm feeling it from. So there could be some escalations of combat or tensions, and I'm just feeling like the war being fueled a little bit more. I don't know if these are additional new troops coming in to a new thing, or if this is I'm kind of feeling like it's the Russia-Ukraine thing still. But it feels like it's bad. I mean, it's not good. It's a war, casualty war combat scenario that I'm feeling. Okay. And then I heard the word typhoid fever. That may be coming up in the news for December. So that's what I was getting when I tuned in. Let's take a look at the cards and see what we get from there. I'll be right back and we'll finish up. All right, so in the news, what do we have going in the news? Okay, interesting card on this. The card of abundance, plenty, prosperity, finances, feeling safe and secure financially. There's something about the United States, that's my next question, the USA, trying to keep a balance, trying to keep things in check. Okay, I'm just going to put my cards out. Let me take a study here for just a moment, and then maybe I'll bring you over here and let you see my cards. Let me just give me a moment here. This one represents what's going to be in the news. And that Nine of Pentacles has a lot to do with money, finances, security, and feeling generally good about things financial. So those feelings or wanting to protect that could be coming up in the news. Maybe a feeling of financial security, things that could be threatening that may be coming to the surface. This is basic security. And right next to it is a card of the same suit, the Pentacles. And that has to do with bringing things into balance, maybe feeling out of balance. It can be weighing options, making decisions, probably with things at a distance. And this one here is on the United States. Now, interesting, we have way back in the background of this card, there's a ship on some water. And this person is like they're weighing their options. We're not sure. There could be some United States involvement in things at a distance, perhaps involving the water, the waterways, protecting the waterways. And this is like a real juggling act on the United States and their involvement. There could be limited support coming out for that, so it could just be a real kind of a delicate balance between doing this thing and weighing public support. In the past, we have the Three of Swords right over here. Card of betrayal, heartbreak, heartache. Interesting that is on next to the United States card. There could be some difficult or challenging situation, perhaps a betrayal, which is what that card can also indicate. That could be playing in with the United States, perhaps dealing with foreign affairs. This is on the horizon, what's coming up, and it's the Eight of Pentacles. That's a card of working on something, moving towards something. It's actually a positive, hopeful card. The lessons to learn this month is the Strength card. Strength card. That is really encouraging to see that we all may be going through situations that cause us to rely on our own inner strength, or maybe the strength of a higher power, calling in support from those other realms. But it is a positive card in terms of being able to do that. But that is also the lesson to learn. And strength also comes along with not feeling like you're the odd man out and feeling like you have support and strength. We may have to rely on others to support and strengthen us. Now, interesting, we have the King of Pentacles over there. On the negative aspect of that card, it talks about leadership, rulership, kingship, and it could indicate greedy, corruption, something of that nature. But seeing that it's upright tells me that we could see a lot in the news this month regarding leadership, presidential, CEO, any type of leadership. Any kind of leadership like that is going to be in the spotlight. And the bottom card underneath is the Knight of Swords. This is a messenger card telling us that there's more to the story that's going to be coming out that has to do with taking action. And I did see a lot when I was tuning into this earlier about possible skirmishes or battles or combat. So we may see action being taken on that. Overall, this feels like an okay month. I know a lot of people are worried about the wars breaking out, and I do see some of that. But to me, this month doesn't feel like as dire as some others may be predicting. I guess it just depends on where you're at and who you are and what your situation is. I don't think it's dire across the board. There could be some things, though, that bring the United States into focus, and especially when it comes to someone's cover being blown. There's a term for that, and I can't remember what that term is, but there's a technical term for that, when an agent's cover is blown. But I'm seeing that in a big way, and that's going to really, there's a lot at stake. I just keep feeling that for the United States. And for us to save face, it's like we've got to, I'm not saying this in terms of me. I'm just saying what I'm feeling from them is we've got to do X, Y, Z. We have to protect. And it doesn't feel like it's going to be a good thing. But maybe in the long run, it'll turn out to be a good thing. Especially if corruption is being rooted out. And having that King of Pentacles on that ending tells me that there could be some real big shift or change in leadership, or some big announcement coming out about leadership. And there's a lot of little pieces to the puzzle that are going on this month. I think I'm going to try to get into some of the nitty-gritty about it. But these are the overview that I see, the overview of the pieces that I'm picking up on. So keep those in mind, and we'll basically have to see how this month shakes down and see what happens and what comes out. So I'll try to get into some of the nitty-gritty in a future video. So thank you for tuning in, and everybody have a wonderful December wherever you are at. Much love, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.